And another thing, speaking of Netflix, another thing is Nick Cannon is coming out with a docuseries on how he juggles 12 kids with 6 baby mamas. You know what? Nick Cannon has been a topic of conversation and been the poster child. Him, Cam Newton, Akon have been the poster child of men who have too many children. So on a marketing standpoint, if you are going to profit off of that, go ahead. It's actually smart. Like, if you really think about it, it's actually smart because we always talk about them. We always talk about them how they are specifically examples of men with too many kids. So might as well do a Netflix docuseries, I guess. Am I tuning in? Absolutely, because I think it's more voyeurism than anything, because I do not promote this. Unfortunately, these children have a father who is spread thin by choice. Like, you have decided to have multiple households, and just because you financially provide, and like they say they financially provide, but we don't know what that looks like. We don't know the ins and outs of that. And hopefully they don't continue to do that. They, as in the men who have multiple kids, like a Akon or a Cam Newton. We're all interested, regardless of what area, where we lie on the spectrum, whether if we're disgusted or we are enthusiastically in support of what's happening with these families. We're all interested. So I'm not going to lie and be like, oh no, I'm not going to watch it. I'm going to watch that, and child, we're going to come back and talk about it. Like, tell me if you're interested in watching it in the comments. I can already see how this is going to go. This is going to be a promotion of this type of a lifestyle, but it's like, one, Nick Cannon works his butt off to afford these dang kids. Ain't nobody making bank like this, not in Trump's economy. And two, this is horrible. This is horrible promotion. But it's just like, what I hope and pray is that there is backlash to this, so people will understand that this is not ideal. This is not the way that one should live their lives. I'm also thinking about like the criticism and the response to the criticism and response, because like I'm definitely on the team of like, stop having babies, stop having kids. But people might be like, oh, y'all don't say anything to people who are polygamous. People who are polygamous, 9 times out of 10, live in the same household. They are communal. It is community. You take care of my kids, I take care of your kids, and the person is still in the household 9 times out of 10. Whether you agree with polygamy or not, that is a better structure than what these men have. What these men have is 9 times out of 10, they're living independently outside of all these kids, and or they're living with one particular mother and children, and then the other children are living somewhere else. And so at the end of the day, regardless of how y'all feel about Cheyenne Bryant, that is a broken home. Those are going to be broken children in some way, form, or fashion, and they are going to either think that this is condoned and this is okay, and or they're going to be resentful of their father. And there was a clip that I saw about Nick Cannon, and he can't even name all of his kids. You can't even name all of your kids? That's a problem. That's a problem. And once again, I hate false equivalency and straw man arguments, because you cannot compare this to people having multiple kids like in the 1920s. One, a lot of the time people had multiple kids because they are farmhands. They were out in the field. They were doing work because of how economy was set up. Shoot, that's how schools are out on the summertime. Schools are out during high agricultural times. That is how society was set up. Once again, that's different because everybody's in the household versus having multiple children in different households where you don't engage. And unfortunately or fortunately, I have seen that in real time, because like I said, I dated a man with multiple kids when I was younger. He wasn't parenting those babies. He wasn't engaging with those babies on a day-to-day. He tried his best, I guess, from what he told me. I don't know. But these kids were broken. These kids were resentful of this man. And I didn't need to meet them to know that. And that's what it is. But anyway, he's coming out with a show, y'all. How do we feel?